Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream of Epic Cardboard Props, the only channel that aims to teach you how to make amazing props using cardboard only, like those ones. And I'm Raphael, I'm the owner of this channel, and today is going to be a kind of Q&A live stream with you guys, as I'm used to do for a while now. It's been a few months that I'm doing this, that I'm doing this live stream with you, and I'm answering your questions about my tutorials. I'm answering your yes, all your questions about everything. If you know, if about my tutorials or the things I'm doing, the techniques I use, and all of this stuff. And maybe you are making one of these and you have questions about specific steps. So today is the day, is the time now to ask me your questions about them. The way it works on a first. I have a form in the description box below in which you can ask your question, because it's a way easier that way. Because in the chat sometimes it's really difficult to find out your questions. Sometimes I miss them. You know, I have to go back, and it's really difficult. And because I think you can hear that English is not my first language, so bear with me with this. Sometimes it's difficult for me to understand, mostly in the chat, you know, in English and everything. So there is a form in the description box below. Don't hesitate to use the form. You put your question in it, and you know, it works on a first come first served basis. So go ahead right now, put your question in the form, and I try to answer your questions in this Q&A. And yeah, so today is going to be a simple Q&A. Usually I like to speak about a specific prop that I made. You know, I like to make a first step, a first part of this live stream usually is about a specific prop that I've made. I try to explain what was the challenge things that I have to go through to make these props in particular. But today I decided just doing a Q&A with you guys, so I'm going to start directly with this. But before starting the Q&A, actually, I'm going to do some shout outs to some people in the chat. I can see that Dartmar is here. How are you doing, Dartmar? Glad to see you here again. Okay, and okay, Andrew Lucas is here. How are you doing? Creative Boy 15, Arsha, No Copy Gamer, Matt Dav Quadrara. Sorry, I'm murdering your names. Okay, sorry about that. David Liberec, Davesila, Still Gamer, Creative Boys, say hey. Your lyric is there again. That's great. Micho Music, Your Lyrics, Lego Builder. Okay, Creative Boy. Okay, a lot of people here already. That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. I can see a lot of people. By the way, if you are new on this channel, just drop a hashtag new in the chat just to see who is new. I used to do that in every of my live stream just to know who is new or who is old. If you are old, drop an hashtag old or very old if you've been there for a long time. And yeah. So, and by the way, if you are making one of my props at the moment, just let me know in the chat as well with an hashtag and the name of the prop that you are making at the moment. You know, if you are making the Stormbreaker or this one, the Midland Falcon, or you know, another one, just let me know in the chat. Okay, old, your lyrics say old. Yeah, I know your lyric. You are old. Odyssey, old, say old. Roman Christian, say hey. Hey, how are you doing, Roman? Marvel Cardboard Props. And I love your names, really close to mine. To my name. Can you make a nano gauntlet? Yeah, maybe. I get that question a lot, but it's a tricky one, the nano gauntlet, because I made the Thanos gauntlet and it's a really similar one. And because I don't paint my props, because cardboard is really not a good fit for paint job, I'm just a little bit afraid that the nano gauntlet is going to be too much exactly, not too much, you know, likely the same gauntlet at the end, because you know it's going to be the same color. So yeah, but I have to think about it, because I get a lot of people want me to make this one. Okay, so yeah, Sam Eunice Gatula say old, Nash Gatula say old. Okay, that's great. Okay, so, hey, Fizogra Firozgar Irani say he's making the Millennium Falcon. No, he said your Millennium Falcon is wonderful. Thank you very much. Don't hesitate to give it a try if you have the time, because you know I know that in several countries at the moment the quarantine is about to end, which is great. But if you are stuck in home at the moment, maybe it's the right time to start that kind of build. So. And don't hesitate to try to make the Millennium Falcon. I know that the Millennium Falcon sounds like a really overwhelming props to make, because there are a lot of details to do. But it's just a matter of time, and yeah, you don't have to be really accurate on all the details on all the details on this one, because yeah, it's the trick is the quantity actually. But yeah, don't hesitate to give it a try. Okay, that's great. Okay, so Cool Stop Motion is here. So Cool Stop Motion is one of my new moderator. That's great. And by the way, if you want to be a moderator of this channel, you can apply to be a moderator of this channel, because as I said before at the beginning of this live stream, I've been doing this it's really new. I've been doing this for a few months, so I don't have a lot of moderators, so I'm looking for new moderators. So if you want to be a moderator, there is another form in the description box below, and you can apply to be a moderator, and maybe I'll give you a chance to be a moderator. Okay, that's great. Hey, Inspirer Info, how are you doing? Mark Christian Castor, thank you. Okay, Job Game, Yoli. Okay, that's great. So yeah, so I think I'm going to start with the Q&A, guys, directly. And so the Q&A, I have already 13 questions, which is not a lot. So don't hesitate to ask me a question. I have a little problem with my mouse. Okay. So don't hesitate to put your question in the form in the description box below. So the first question comes from Cool Stop Motion Pix, which is the moderator of this channel, and he asks, can you make the Robocop's helmet and the leg with the gun inside? Ah, yeah, okay, I know what you mean. I would love making the Robocop helmet, the first one, because I love the first Robocop. I like the remake too, because I think it's a good movie. But hey, thank you, Sabine Godard. Sabine Godard just drop a super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I really appreciate it. That's really nice. By the way, if you have question, if you want to drop a super chat with a question, the super chat are always a priority, of course, because they pay for it. So just to let you know that. So don't hesitate to use that tool if you want. And yeah, so thank you very much, Sabine. It's really great. I think it's not your first super chat. I suspect you to give me. I suspect that you gave me several super chats, I think. So that's great. Okay, so yeah, so as you said, Cool Stop Motion say it's much better than the original. It's much better the original. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. For me, the original from the director Paul Verhoeven is just a masterpiece. Maybe it's because I'm old. I'm 36. I'm not really old, but it's my generation. I'm more about the first one than the remake, because the first one is my childhood. and so yeah, maybe but yeah, I would love to make his helmet. And I don't know about the leg with the gun inside, because I don't know how to do that, because of course in the film the gun go inside the leg, so unless to dig a hole in your leg, I think it's not really possible to do that way. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, maybe I'll think about it. But the helmet is on. I've been thinking about making the helmet a lot. Just that it's not trending anymore, so I have to figure out if it's possible to do it or not. Because I need to you know, I need to grow my YouTube channel and I have to make choice, and because they are quite time consuming to do. So if I choose the wrong one to do, you know, to make, and the video tanks at the when I publish it, it's really bad for me, because I'm not publishing another video before 3 weeks after that, you know, because it's long to do. So I really want, I have to make video that works a minimum, because if it's not working, it's going to be bad for my YouTube channel. But maybe later, you know, when I have more momentum, I'll be able to, you know, to publish more videos, because I'll have maybe some help, you know, to do that stuff and everything. And so yeah, maybe at this time I'll be able, you know, I will be more able to make things that not really trending, like Robocop's helmet. And I'm sure they do, it's just a matter of time. But for now, I have to focus on the trending things and the things that work on my YouTube channel. Just a second. I'm already thirsty. It's been 5 minutes. And okay, so yeah, so I definitely think about it, and it's my mind for a while already. So yeah, the helmet anyway. So yeah, so and the next question is come from Decent Hermit Animations, who made the Death Star 2. That's great. And he asks, how do you figure out how to make the props? Do you use a 3D modeling thing? Do you just think of it, or do you just guess as you go? I definitely not guess as I go, because it's actually, if you want to do something like this, as tricky as these props, because they are kind of tricky, there are a lot of steps, you know, to do. If you think as you go, you're going to be in serious trouble, because sometimes you really, you know, you realize that a step doesn't work in the middle, and maybe you'll have to restart the entire build because of that. So I really try to think about, I really try to think the entire build before making the very first steps. I think it's really important. I'm sure it's really important, because I made mistake when I didn't do that, or when I didn't fully do that, you know. Maybe I try to make, I think I have this problem. I'm sure I have this problem with the Death Star 2, for example. I start to make the surface at first, you know. I start to make a kind of surface with thin string of cardboard, and but you know, I haven't think about it a lot before starting doing this, and it ended up to be really bad. You know, it wasn't round, it was more oval, so I have to restart everything. I lost 2 days of work when I did that. So yeah, I really try to think about everything before doing the first step. That way, you know, I don't have a future surprise when I'm doing this. But yeah, and I don't use software to do them. I use pictures to. I don't use a 3D modeling software or tricky thing like this. I don't use templates from someone else too. I make my own templates from scratch. Yeah, I think it's a big challenge, but I think it's the only way to do that as efficiently as I do. To me, it's my opinion. So I use pictures that I find on Google, like, you know, the pictures. I'm looking for the great pictures about these props. Sometimes I use some pictures from Hot Toy. You know, Hot Toy is the company that make accurate props from movies. I use screenshot from the movies too, and sometimes I use 3D model, but not with the software. You know, I just find some 3D models from internet, and that way I'm able to see all the angles of the props, and I'm able to be really more accurate when I do that. I did that for the Terminator head, for example. I think it would have been completely impossible to do the job that I did with the Terminator head without the 3D modeling, the 3D model that I found on YouTube, on Google. But I didn't print, you know, I just use that as a reference. You know, I was able to see every angle, every curves of it, and that way I was able to do that in a really more efficient way. So when I find a great 3D model, I use it. But yeah, I don't use software or things like that. And so I'm just looking in the chat to see if everything is okay. So yeah, there are a lot of people. That's great. Okay, parking. Is this sweat for Iron Man armor, the helmet you did? So Parik Sheet Ripple say hi. This party. I don't understand what you mean at first, but basically you are asking if I'm going to make Iron Man armor suit, and I get that question a lot. I think a lot of Indian people are asking me that. I think it's a real thing over there. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but because a lot of Indian people, I know that a lot of you are from India, which is awesome. You are really awesome people, and I really love you guys. But a lot of you are asking me to make the Iron Man suit, you know, the entire Iron Man suit, which is almost impossible to do for me actually right now, because it's so much of work, you know, with the level of accuracy that I require for my props. It would take 7 months, 8 months to make it, even more than that. And of course, during all of this time, I wouldn't be able to publish anything else on my YouTube channel because I'm working on this one. So I obviously can't do that right now, but maybe in the future, you know, or maybe in, you know, one piece at a time in the long run. I'll have to think about it, but it's tricky because that means that I'll have to make several videos on several parts, so it's a different kind of things, and I'm not sure that all of you are interested about that kind of stuff. And you know, so yeah, but maybe in the future I'll think about it. Okay, so the next question, I have to do the question because I already 34 questions, so you have to go further in the question in the forms. Okay, so so he said you don't have a channel. You don't in the form when I ask you the name of the channel, I just ask your name. You can put your name or the name of the channel, just, you know, to speak to you, because now I answering a question that I don't know who you are, which is a little bit, you know, not great. It's okay, but it's better if I can, you know, have a name. So he said also, Mr. No Name say that he has made the Mineral Falcon, which is awesome, and he asks, can you please make the Darth Vader helmet? Yes, actually I can, and I plan to make it. It's just a matter of time, but it's a tricky one. I used to say that a lot in this live stream because a lot of people ask me that. The Darth Vader helmet is really a prop that I want to make, and I'd surely make it eventually, but it's just that it's a really tricky one because it's a kind of face. It's just not, it's not like this one. You know, this one, of course you have a kind of face, you have the eyes here and everything, but it's a real helmet. But Darth Vader helmet is more, you know, you have almost a mouth, eyes and everything. So if you do a single mistake in the symmetry of the Darth Vader helmet, or the proportion is going to be really weird at the end. So it's a tricky one. And the other fact that pushed me to wait for making it. Sorry, I think it's not good English at all. Sorry, I have to work about that. I think one of the other things that prevent me from making it so far is that my mentor, the guy that pushed me to, in a way that inspired me to make this channel, who make awesome props from cardboard as well, made it, and he made an awesome work. And by the way, his name is Mood Brains TV DIY, and he's mind blowing. He's really great with cardboard. And so if I do a Darth Vader helmet too, I have the pressure. I know I'm under pressure because I have to do. I want to make something as good as he did. So yeah, but I do it eventually. Just a matter of time. Okay, thank you, Cool Stop Motion, to put the link of the form. That's great. It's easier for the people. And okay, so the next question is from so he doesn't have a name too. Okay, he has, can you do Deo from D-0 from Star Wars? Sorry, I don't know what it is. I like Star Wars, but I'm not a I don't know Star Wars, you know, in every single lines, you know, with every names and everything. So you have to, I think you have to explain that a little bit more, maybe in the chat, because yeah, D-0 from Star Wars. I don't know what it is. So the next question is from Lego Builder. Lego Builder asks, do you like Rubik's Cubes? Yeah, I played a little bit Rubik's Cube when I was a child. So yeah, I like, but yeah, it's not really a thing for me, but I like. The next question is from Mark Christian Castor, who made the Xenomorph head, which is awesome, guys. And he asked how many layers of mix of wood glue and water to apply on the entire build. I guess you are speaking about because I don't do that a lot anymore. Sorry, I have to. Actually, I don't do that a lot anymore because I use a new techniques, which is I apply cardboard paper on my on a lot of the parts of my my props, because that allows to have a really smooth surface and, you know, to lose a little bit the cardboard aspect. And because this paper is soaked in a mix of wood glue and water, you know, it's the same result. But I used to do that, for example, for this one, for the Stormbreaker, or a lot of a lot of props that I've done a couple months ago. And so yeah, and the idea is to make the cardboard stronger, because, you know, when you apply layer of wood glue and water on your props, it's because there is water in it, you know, the glue is going to enter inside the material itself, and when it's dry, it's going to harden the entire build. So it's really hard at the end, and thanks to that, you know, I'm able to, you know, the handle is made out of cardboard, but of course it's not just the glue, but it's also because I made really tight walls for the handle, so it's kind of hard. But beside this, I also cover everything with wood glue, and, you know, it's make everything really hard, like a piece of wood almost. So it's not a wood, of course, but, you know, close to that. And so it's so that's why I do that. And actually, I used to apply 2 layers of that, but I think if you do just one, it's going to be okay. So the next question is from. I always put an S at questions. I don't know why, even when I use it in the singular way. Okay, so the next question is from Mohit, which made Captain America shield. That's great. And he asks how you get idea to make things with cardboard. Share your experience. Yeah, that's a great question, Mohit. It's a mix of different things. I have to take into account different parameters, like what you want me to do. You know, for example, when you put in the comments what props you want me to make next, that allows me to, you know, to have pictures of, you know, the most wanted props. You know, if you ask me, for example, I was talking about the nano gauntlet, Iron Man nano gauntlet. I get that question a lot. A lot of people are asking me to make this one, so I know that it's it will be a really good one to do this. It will be really good for my YouTube channel to make this one, because I know that a lot of you want to make this one. But after that, I have to take into account other parameters, like you know, what is working on my YouTube channel. You know, if I have you know, videos that are performing really well at the moment, it's going to be a really good thing to make another video about the same topics. You know, it's been 2 months, for example, that Predator's helmet and Xenomorph head have been performing really well. So that's why I made the pulse rifle after that, because I knew that a lot of you have come from these videos. to my I've come, you know, you find these videos, you know, Predator helmet and Xenomorph head, and you know, I know that you are already into this film, into these movies, so I knew that it would be a good thing to make another one like this. But of course there are a lot of other things, and I won't make only things from Predators and Alien. Of course I want to diversify the things that I do. So yeah, it's a tricky question because it depends on a lot of things actually. So that's basically that. So I'm going to just to have a look in the chat to see if everything okay. I can see a lot of people. By the way, I would just want to let you know that if you are interested about the stuff I do, and if you want to see more about my tutorials and, you know, the techniques I use and behind the scene videos, don't hesitate to check out my Patreon page in the description box below. It's really new. I've started my Patreon page a few weeks ago. So yeah, don't hesitate to have a look on this if you want to see more about the things I'm doing here. Okay. So the next question is from... Oh, so much question already. So the next question, I think I'm going to... not in about 5 minutes, I'm going to close the form in the description below, otherwise I won't have the time to answer everyone. So the next question is from... So he don't say his name, fortunately. So he made the Infinity Gauntlet and the Stormbreaker, and he's asking, what is your favorite prop you made? One of the favorite, I have several of them, of course, because I love, it's one of the parts, you know, it's one of the factors you know, that push me to decide what props I'm going to do. I have to make something that you want me to do, and I also have to make something that I really enjoy to do. So because otherwise, you know, I'll have to work 3 weeks on this. So if I'm not enjoying the prop that I'm working on, it's going to really worth 3 weeks for me. So I really have to think about that too. So so because of that, I kind of love every stuff, you know, that I've done, because of course I have favorite one, but I love pretty much every one of them. But my favorite one will be, I think, the Xenomorph head that I've made. I really love Aliens, all this Sega Aliens. The Terminator head is also a really one of my favorites, and maybe this one too, you know, Millennium Falcon, which is one of my favorites because it was maybe one of the first prop that I've made for this channel, and it was really time-consuming one to do. So because of the amount of details, actually it's quite simple. The principle of it, you know, the steps that you have to go through to make this one, if you decide to make this one, are quite simple. But the amount of details are huge. The amount of details is huge. So that's why it was really time-consuming, and I think that's why it's one of my favorite, because there are details everywhere and it looks really great for me. So yeah, I think it's going to be that. Okay, the next question is from so the next question comes from Davizilla, and he asks, how long does it take to make one of your props? For me, it takes about 2 weeks, 2 weeks to 4 weeks. But it's really long for me because I have to make everything from scratch. I don't have my tutorial video. I make them for you, but I don't have tutorial video. You know, I have to think about every steps. It's really time consuming to, you know, to figure out how I'll be able to, you know, to make these steps or, you know, these other steps, and sometimes it doesn't work. So I know that I said before that I try to think about every step before doing the props, but even with that, sometimes you have to, you know, to restart a specific steps of it because it doesn't work. So, and I have to make the templates, I have to record everything, and I have to make the editing for you to, you know, to make videos, to make a tutorials that is as clear as possible for you to understand. So it's a really long process, and that's why it takes me about 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks with the editing. But for you, because you have the tutorials and because you have the templates, which are in the description of every videos that I make, it should be a way faster. Of course, if it's your first build, maybe you'll spend 2 or 3 weeks too, because you know it's going to be a little bit longer for you to make these things, even if you have the templates and the tutorial. But it should be longer than it shouldn't be longer than me, because I have so much stuff to do, you know, that you don't have to do to make these props. I have to make everything, editing, recording. I have to think. Sometimes I spend hours just, you know, thinking about how to make a steps. You know, I'm like this, fixing, you know, watching pictures on my screen, and you know, wondering how I'll be able to make, how the hell I'll be able to make these steps. And yeah, so it can be a little bit long for me. Okay, so the next question is from Mark Christian Castor again. He made the xenomorph head, and he asked how many layers of vanish satin clear. Okay, how many layers of vanish clear to be applied for the entire build? I said that I think in every tutorial, but maybe with my accent you didn't understand that. I apply 2 layers of vanish all the time. I think you can do more than that, but it's not useful. 2 is great. You can do 1, but you know, sometimes you miss part, and it's always better to do two layers of vanish on cardboard, to me. But in my mind, but yeah, so 2 layers basically. The next question is from Petit Cookie. I guess you're French. By the way, I'm French. If you're wondering what is this accent, this weird accent that you are listening. So he asked in French. So I have to translate that for you guys. So he said in French, he said, je suis débutant et je voulais savoir si vous pouviez faire le casque Spetsnaz qui est dans le jeu PUBG. So he said that he is a beginner, and he asked me if I can make the PUBG helmet from, I think it's a game. I'm sure it's a game. I can't. So sorry, I can't do this prop because it's a gaming thing, and I don't do gaming stuff. My channel is really focused on movie props, and game is not really a thing. And as I said before, because I'm not really into the gaming stuff, I won't really enjoy making them, and I have to work several weeks on these. So if I don't really enjoy them, you know, so maybe in the future, you know, when I have help and I'll be able to make these props quicker, I'll do more stuff like that. But now my channel is really focused on movie props. But you never know. Maybe they'll, you know, Hollywood always does that remake Hollywood is always making movies from games. So maybe when there will be a movie from it, I'll be able to make it. But yeah. The next question is from Said SK. He asked, why don't you make Blaze of Chaos from God? But for the same reason. So he asked, why don't you make Blaze of Chaos from God of War? So I've just answered this question. I don't do gaming stuff. Sorry. So the next question is from Kayoto Music, and he asked, what is your name? My name is Raphael. I think I said that at the beginning of, I'm sure I say that in the beginning of every tutorial. You have to listen a little bit closer. But of course, with my accent, I think it's completely understandable that you didn't get it. Okay, so the next question is from Forgotten Atheist, who asks, hello, I hope you are having a nice day. My question is, if you could try to make the Green Goblin helmet from Spider-Man. Okay, so yeah, maybe I could. I have to think about it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to think about it. Yeah, why not? Okay, so the next question is from Kengley Crafts, who asks Stormbreaker Infinity. So he made the Stormbreaker Infinity Gauntlet and the Captain America shield. So awesome! It's an huge work to do. So great. That's really great that you did all of this. He asks, can you make Spider-Man web shooter? Yeah, maybe. The problem with this question is basically I can do pretty much everything. So my answer is going to be all the time the same. You know, it's going to be yes, I can, but I have to think about it, because it's, as I said before, I spent several weeks working on this, you know, to make the tutorials from start to finish, to make the editing, recording the videos, to make every step. So it's I only have 2 hands, so I really have to make choice, you know, the right one to do for the right time on my YouTube channel. And so yeah, but basically I could do everything, but it's just a matter of choice. So yeah, I can make this one, and maybe I'll do. But when it's going to be the right time, when maybe you know, when it's going to be a little bit trending, a little bit more, you know, when there will be another Marvel props again, a Marvel movie again, and so yeah. Okay, so the next question is from Andre Lucena. How are you doing? And he said that he made the Millennium Falcon and he's working on making some Star Wars vehicle. I wish I can show you some templates for my build too. Yeah, don't hesitate to show me the things that you've done, and yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to me on my Instagram if you want to send me pictures of your build, or if you have questions, everything. Usually on Instagram it's the best way to, you know, for me to help you with these builds and these tutorials. So don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram with the stuff that you've done, and or if you just want, you know, to show the stuff you've made. So I really enjoy to see that kind of stuff. Okay, and his question is what I was wondering if you're gonna make a Phase 2 clone trooper helmet. I would love to see a tutorial. Clone trooper helmet. Yeah, I've been thinking about making this one. So yeah, maybe I'll do. So yeah, so the next question is from Lucas Sakdalan. I have to drink a little bit before answering this question. So Lucas Sakdalan, he asks, how do you fix uneven surfaces in cardboard? Okay. It's tricky because it's a little bit wide. I don't know exactly what you are talking about when you say that. You mean between 2 cardboard that you glue, you know, on the side, and maybe they are different thickness. They aren't the same thickness, and you want to make the. I don't know. It's a really wide question. It's a really broad question. I don't know the right term to say that, but it's tricky to answer that question. Uneven surface in cardboard. Yeah, I think you have to put that question again, and I'll try to answer it. So I just closed the form in the description box below, guys, because yeah, because otherwise I won't have the time to, and I think I won't have the time anyway to answer everyone. So because I think there is 25 questions left. It's a lot. So yeah. So the next question is from Ashton Hart, who asked, who made Captain America's shield? That's great. And he asks, have you ever tried making a Captain America helmet? No, I've never tried to make it. And actually, if you are not able, if you can't see it on my, if you can't see a props on my YouTube channel, that means I haven't made it usually, because all the stuff that I made them as a tutorial videos. Just the gun, I made a gun that is not a tutorial on my YouTube channel because I made it before before starting this YouTube channel. You know, I made a gun that is in the background of my first tutorials, and this gun is not a tutorial because I made it before my before starting this YouTube channel, and I made it from another tutorial from another YouTuber, so I can do a tutorial from it. But yeah, so if you are not seeing props in the videos that I've made, that means I haven't made it. But that doesn't mean that I won't make it. Maybe I'll do. But as I said before, it's just
I have to figure out the right moment, if it's going to be a good thing to do for my YouTube channel and everything. And if a lot of you want me to make this one, that's was also an important thing to consider when I choose the one that I'm going to make. So yeah. So, and the next question is from Superior Bricks, who asks, can you please try to make Godzilla head? As I said before, I can maybe, but it's just a matter of choice. The next question is from, can you make Wolverine claws, God? Yeah, I can maybe. Yeah, so as I said before, if you ask just that, basically the answer is always the same. Yes, I can, but I'll have to think about it. And but you can ask that if you want, because sometimes, you know, maybe you'll be lucky and I'm going to answer you that is going to be my next tutorial. Maybe I'll say that, but you know, the odds are quite low because there are so much things to do. And by the way, my next tutorial is on the way. It's going to be on my YouTube channel in 2 weeks, I think. 1 week, 2 weeks, I think it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Okay, so the next question is from. Okay, so the next question is from Kabil Cake Beats, who made the Miller Falcon. That's awesome, which is this one. He asks, how do you manage to post all of this great content and still live a normal life? Do you have a timetable? That's a great question. It's quite tricky at the moment because they are so much time consuming, and I have to have a normal life, you know, I have to have a private life. So it's tricky, and it has been really hard. The first year was really hard to do because, you know, I try to make this channel grows, and it's a tricky thing. And I'm starting to have more free time for me at the moment, but it's still tricky because I'm struggling to publish enough content on my YouTube channel. At the moment, I publish about 1 tutorial a week, 1 tutorial a month, but it's not enough for me. I really want to publish more than that, so it's a fight. You know, it's a struggle. I have to find ways to publish more tutorials, and I try more content, but yeah, it's a tricky point indeed, mostly when you do a YouTube channel, because maybe some of you think that to be a YouTuber is an easy thing, and you know, it's all, you know, you just have to record yourself and everything is go automatically without working. It's not at all. It's a lot of work, and everyone, if you see even Mr. Beast, you know, I think you know Mr. Beast, everyone knows Mr. Beast, I think, and someone's try to do the same kind of stuff and they don't understand why it doesn't work. But Mr. Beast struggled for years before, you know, that channel works. If you go back and see his early videos, I think he spent 2 years working with an iPhone, just with an iPhone, and he made something like, you know, a couple hundred views per videos at the time. So yeah, so it's always difficult. YouTube is not an easy thing to do, but it's really rewarding when it's work, and it's starting to really work for me. So I'm really happy about it. Okay, so the next question is from Oxidized, and he asks, will you make Captain America shield old one or new one? I already made the old one, and the Wakanda shield is on my to-do list. So I'm not sure I'm going to make it actually. I put it in my to-do list because I get a lot of you ask me to make it, but I really have to think about it because there is a mechanical part on it, you know, retractable thing. It's going to be really tricky to do from cardboard. So I'm not sure yet, but maybe I'll do. But I already made the first one, the old one. The tutorial is already on my YouTube channel. Okay, the next question. The next question is from. I already answered this one. Okay, so the next question is from Oscar XU, and he's making the M42A pulse rifle, which is my last tutorial videos. So that's really great. Don't hesitate to send me pictures of it when you're done with it, because it's a new one. I haven't had the chance to see props, you know, to see the one that you've made from it, because it's really new and because it's long to make. So I'm really, you know, I'm looking forward to see these props that you've made, this pulse rifle that you've made from this tutorial, just to see how it goes, how it went for you. And he asked, how do you cut the pieces so clean? With this, actually, a precision knife. I think that is one of the most important tools that you have to use if you want to make a really great props from my tutorials. Because when you use a scissor or things, it doesn't work well. You know, a scissor is going to smash the cardboard and to destroy and you won't be able to cut them really well with the scissor. So you really have to use that, but be careful with this tool because it's really sharp. And actually I cut myself a couple of times with it. I don't do that anymore because I you know, I get the lesson, you know, I get the mistakes. I won't do that mistake again because it hurts badly. But yeah, so that is really important if you want to cut your pieces really accurately from the templates. And the more you are accurate when you cut the templates, the more you'll have, the best props you'll have at the end. So it's really important, I think, to use a precision knife or X-Acto blade. I think the name, I don't know, I think you can use both of these names to call that, but yeah, precision knife. So yeah, so that basically it. Okay, so yeah, I can see that there are a lot of people, still a lot of people in the chat. That's great. Okay. Yeah, so okay, so I'm going to answer who is in the chat. I'm going to have a look in the chat to see who is there. Okay, yeah, don't spam, guys. Descent Hermit Animation said that he's spamming. I don't know who is spamming, but don't spam. Okay. Hi, Cable Kick Beats. I've just answered your questions. I don't know if you were there when I did, but if you go back in the live, you'll be able to see my answer. Okay, so there are a lot of people. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to answer the next question. I'm just going to drink a little bit before. So yeah, so the next question is from Mark Christian Castor again, who asked my suggestion next props to make. Okay, so he put a lot of suggestions. That's great. I will have a look on this suggestion. That's great. But as I said, yeah. So he suggests the Xenomorph Red variation, HG Giger Xenomorph from the original movie, Xenomorph Wire from the second, okay, film, Dog Alien. So yeah, so maybe I'll have to think about these ones. But that's not a question, and it's a form for a question. So the next question is from Isaiah Powers, who asks, okay, who is making the Captain America shield, and okay, so I think I have to I don't understand the question, sorry. Okay, so the next question is from Jem Munoz, and he asks, what prop are you doing? I'm working on the Ben mask from the Dark Knight movies. So yeah, so it's going to be, you know, the mask with all the tubes in it, and you know the all the thing, and it's going to be wearable, of course. And I try to make the tutorials in a way that you'll be able to adapt it on your own head, which is going to be a little bit tricky, unfortunately, because it's, you know, all heads are different. So if you have a head that is similar to mine, which is an average, I have an average head, I think, you won't have problem. But if you have, you know, you'll be able to change a little bit, you know, to make it more tight if you have a smaller head, or bigger if you have a bigger head. It's going to be a little bit modulable. But yeah, so I'm working on a Ben mask from the Dark Knight, the Batman Dark Knight movie. The next question is from Lucas Rabinovich, who asks who are making the Terminator skull, and he asking, I'm still one step wrapping the 7 layers. Okay, so attends. Okay, so he's asking, I'm still on the step in wrapping the steps with the 7 layers of cardboard, and the thin cardboard is not really bending to go with the head. Any tips to make it more bendy and go with the shape of the head? Okay, so I'm still on the step. I think you have to reach out to me on Instagram with your problem, because I kind of understand what you mean, but I'm not sure about what part you are talking about. The important point is you have to, I think for this one, I don't know, maybe that's what you have that's why you have this problem. You have to respect as much as you can the thickness of the cardboard you use. So the thickness is mentioned on every templates of mine, and try to, mostly for this one it's important, try to respect the thickness of them. Maybe that's why, but I'm not sure that you are talking about this. So reach out to me on my Instagram under the same name, Epic Cardboard Props, on my Instagram, and I'm going to help you with this. Maybe send me some pictures of this, and you know, it's going to be a way easier for me to help you. So okay, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys. But before wrap this up, I want to let you know that I've started a Patreon page, a brand new Patreon page, and in which I'm going to publish quick video tips about the techniques I use, private live stream with you guys, and a lot of stuff, pictures, behind the scene videos and everything. So if you want to have a look on this, don't hesitate to have a look in the description box below. There is a link to see this Patreon page, and I hope you enjoy it. It's really new, so I think I only have 3 patrons so far, so it's a really new thing. But yeah, but I'm so excited, you know, to speak with you through this Patreon page, you know, in a close way, you know, in a small group, sometimes just one-on-one. And so yeah, so don't hesitate to have a look on this. There are also a lot of different links, internet and thing in the description box below, so have a look in the description box below. There are a lot of stuff for you. And so yeah, so it was great to speak with you, to talk with you again, guys. And I'm going to do some shout out, to say bye to some people in the chat. So I can see Louise Orozco he say, hello Raphael, how are you? I'm fine, Louis. Great to see you there. I'm about to wrap this up, sorry. Maybe the next time I'll have more time to speak with you, to talk with you. So I'm going to say bye to everyone. Louis, bye Louis, Arsh Shara, bye. Sundari Mani, Gabriel Blows Vreira, Descent Hermit, Animation. Okay, Gabriel Blows Vera, say love, thank you. Hardwick Shula, your lyrics say shout out me, so I've just did your shout out. Arsha, can you make, okay, I already answered this question. So yeah, so it was great to speak with you again. I love doing this live stream with you. I'm able to, you know, to connect with you in real time, and you know, to have your feedback about the stuff I do and everything. I really try to, you know, to make my English better. I'm trying to work to, you know, to make my English better. I know it's difficult sometimes for you to understand me. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So I'm working on it. And so as I said at the beginning of this live stream, I go live every week on Wednesday at 11 Eastern time. And so if you want to see me again next Wednesday, 11 Eastern time, I'll be there again for 1 hour to answer your questions. And if I didn't have the time to answer your question from the form, I'm sorry about that. You know, there are a lot of questions, it's difficult sometimes to answer everyone. So if I haven't have the time to answer your question, put your questions in the comments of this video. I'm going to answer them after this live stream, and maybe not directly after this live stream, but I'll answer every one of them in the, you know, maybe tonight or tomorrow, but I'll answer every one of them. And so yeah, so don't hesitate to put your question in the comments if I didn't have the time to answer them from the form. And so yeah, don't forget to check out the things in my description below. As I said before, I started a brand new Patreon page with a lot of stuff. I'm going to make private live stream in this, quick video tips for you about my techniques, the techniques I use and everything. So don't hesitate to have a look on this too. And it was awesome to talk with you again. As usual, the more each time you are, the more I do my live stream, the more you are in the live stream. So it's every week. It's awesome to see all of you come back again and again. So that's awesome. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching me struggling with my bad English, and I hope I'll be able to see you again next week. And stay safe, and don't forget there is something awesome in your cardboard boxes, guys. Bye.